And number 30, Keasia Jackson. Head coach, James Walden.
Their lone conference win over Georgia Highlands, 80-79. Meanwhile, the Jets, they are 4-4, knocked off Central Georgia Tech on Saturday. First time this year after a couple of losses to the Titans, and they are back on the winning track in the conference, sporting an 11-9 overall record. Taking a look at the ladies who will be on the floor first. And these are the starting five for the Tigers. Ashante Bryant, Evangeline Nyangamashima, Jalen Jones, Miracle Howard, Keasia Jackson. And it is Jones leading the charge for Southern Crescent, averaging 12 a game. Meanwhile, on the other side of the floor, you've got a host of double-digit scores. Bueno averaging 10, Goonington 12, Corolla is averaging almost 7. Sakano coming in, averaging better than 12, and Papin averaging 7 per contest. And there you have it, the ladies who will start this one off. And with the opening tip, you got your basketball underway here in the hangar, and immediately Corolla dropping it in for 2. And the Jets take the early lead. They would love to do today what they did against Central Georgia Tech, ripped off 11 straight before the Titans scored. They wouldn't mind doing something similar here. Outside of the paint, Jones with a miss. Goonington over to Papin. Back to Goonington into the corner. That is Bueno. Papin trying to get it down low to Sakano. And it is taken away by the Tigers. And as Jones with it, goes to Bryan. Bryan with a miss. Rebounded by Corolla. Sakano in the corner, out front to Bueno. Bueno with a pull-up, just came up a little bit short. Sakano on the rebound. Goonington thinking about the 3. Out to Papin, she'll launch the 3. Wide left, and the board belongs to Jackson. Three games total today, 2 from here. I'll make that 1 from here. 2 from Monroeville, Alabama. Corolla with another rebound. Dallas Rinzi will bring coverage of Snead State and Coastal North. That's huge on the women's side. In and out of the cylinder for Howard. And Goonington quickly to the other side of the floor. Papin from the corner. She'll roll in the 3. Jets out to a 5-zip lead. Got away from Jones. Goonington's got it. Over to Bueno. Bueno with a miss. And it is tipped out of bounds by Papin. But yeah, plenty of basketball tonight. All right here. And a reminder that game coverage available after the fact. You didn't get enough when it was live, we can fix that for you. Stepping out of bounds with it is Jackson. So the Jets have got it back. Not quite 2.5 into the game. Only 1 game played here tonight. In the GCAA in conference play, the ladies faced the same team 3 times, the men twice. So obviously 2 times you can have a doubleheader. Gonna have 1 game without. And a solo act, and that's tonight. Bueno back over to Papin. Bueno's got to launch it with 2 on the shot clock off the rim. Rebounded by Goonington. Brings it into the paint, feeds into the corner. Sakano able to tip it back onto the floor to Corolla. And Papin has it stripped away, making her way to the hoop. Last touched Jackson. So it stays Jet basketball. In play to Carollo, shoots the three, drops it in. 8-point early Jets lead. Weva Fatsa coming to the scorer's table, getting ready to check into the game for the Jets. And that is going to go backcourt. Jets will have possession. Well, they initially said backcourt. But obviously, an official from the other side of the floor stepped in and said, nope, got a Jet before it went backcourt. Out front and goes to Bryant. Feeds into the corner. Jones, nothing there. The shot clock expires without a shot. And the Jets will have the basketball. 6:19 to go. Quarter number one. In play to Sicano. Fatsa into the game. And Bueno has gone to the sidelines for the Jets. Over to Sicano. And that was just too strong for Fatsa, but off the fingertips of Jones and out of bounds. So the Jets maintain possession. Sicano to put it in play from the baseline. Guninen down to Fatsa. Back over to Guninen, thought about the three. And she'll lose it out of bounds. Tigers will have it back. Jets last two outings off to the quick start, 11-zip against Central Georgia Tech, and 8 straight thus far against the Tigers. Into the corner to Bryant, puts it on the floor, and we'll bang it off the leg of Papin. So the Jets still with possession. And I mentioned the guys not playing tonight. So a lot of the team here watching the ladies play. There's the first bucket of the contest for Southern Crescent. So over the last couple of games, Jets have gotten off to a 19-0 start when comparing their scoring versus the opposition. Sicano short on the three try. It'll go out of bounds in the corner. As a matter of fact, the men Jets do not have a game here at the Hangar until I think it's the 24th of February. Got a lot of road trips. Carollo with the steal. Over to Guninen, pressing it down the floor. Into the corner, Papin for three off the rim. Rebounded by Nayang Shima. Another turnover, Fatsa's got it. Gives it to Papin. Into the corner to Sicano, back it goes to Papin. And that will go out of bounds, trying to weave her way around Jackson. And we've made it to the media timeout. 10 points scored, 8 belong to the Jets as it got your basketball underway on a Monday, last one in the month of January.
To South Georgia Technical College, where we make it happen.
Whether your dream is to become a welder, a nurse, a restaurant owner, electrician, or aircraft mechanic, South Georgia Technical College can help you make it happen. SGTC has over 200 associate degree, diploma, and technical certificate of credit programs of study available. Visit our website at southgatech.edu for more information or to apply, or call 800-928-0283.
So what are you waiting for? Let's make it happen.
I believe that is a group of fans who have made their way from Griffin, Georgia there in the stands. Some Tiger fans, so let's say hello to our friends from Griffin, Georgia, making the trip to Americus. It has not been particularly kind, the road to the Tigers. They are 0-9 away from Griffin. Both wins have come at home for the Tigers. Meanwhile, the Jets have played pretty well here at the house. They are 7-2 on this floor. Destiny Bishop into the game, Bueno back in. As we come out of the media timeout. Over to Bueno, into the corner to Goonington. Air ball on the 3, Sakano tracks it down. To the elbow, and Goonington with a miss. Sakano's got it again. Out front it goes to Bueno. Halftime, we talk with Jason Carpenter, ladies basketball coach and AD here at South Georgia Tech. Excellent ball movement. Bishop with the assist and Fatsa with the 2. Into the corner to Howard. Out front to Jones. Howard's got it back. Steps behind the arc, puts up the 3, in and out. Looks like it might drop back in, but doesn't. Bishop with it. Into the corner to Bueno. Fatsa will take it out front. Bueno rolling around to the timeline. Goonington into the corner. Bishop with it. Down to Sakano. Excellent job of blocking out. Howard just didn't have an opportunity to make any kind of play on Sakano. And the Jets with the game's first double-digit lead. Trying to save it on the floor was Takirian Jones. Does so into the hands of Goonington. She'll go into the corner to Bueno. Back into the corner, Goonington down low to Bishop. Over to Fatsa. Fatsa, a bit of a hook shot for 2. And Fatsa with 4 quick points in the game. Stolen away by Sakano. Out in front of Bueno, she will take it off the glass. Got it back off the ricochet. Sakano in traffic. Put back by Bishop is there. And that's the first Bishop bucket of the game. Fed over to Jackson, turnaround as a line drive shot. Sakano's got it. Takes it to the other end of the floor. The underhand to Bishop over to Bueno. She'll shoot the 3 off the mark, out of bounds. Goonington last to touch it. Corolo and Papin back in. And in for the first time, Jessica Kalani. Kalani, the freshman, averaging a couple of points a game. First meeting of the year between these two. And there is a walk. Jones, an extra step. And if you are Southern Crescent, you get through here, and at the end of the week, you gotta take on East Georgia State. So this is a tough week for the Tigers. Here at the hangar where the Jets are always tough. Kalani lost it, Papin able to get it. And then taking on the unbeaten in conference play, Bobcats of East Georgia State. Double dribble on Bueno. Over it goes to Jones into the corner. Bryant to the paint. Left-handed shot in and out. She got fouled and will have a chance at the strike.
Foul on number 15, Jessica Kalani.
Kalani picking up the foul. That is her first. And it is the first foul, not only for the Jets, it's the first foul of the game. A nearly foul-less first quarter. Bryant making one of two. Howard back into the game, and out of the contest goes Jones for Southern Crescent. Bueno into the corner to Carollo, back over to Bishop. Papin to Bueno into the corner, open is Carollo for three. And she is one of two from that range. Bishop with a rebound. First quarter clock ticking down. Sakano to Kalani, and Kalani walks. And with a second left on the clock, probably not a chance to get a look. We'll see. There might be something viral worthy if you hit it before the buzzer. She won't, and that will bring an end to the quarter. Big first for the Jets, leading it by 13. You're watching South Georgia Tech Lady Jet Basketball on JockJive.
You've played some travel ball, you've shared the videos. Mom and Dad can only root so much. It's time to get real interest from the colleges and scouts in your area, right where you live. That's why the Showcase Series is different. We're not just another tournament, we're an advancement event where you get real-time exposure with live TV coverage of our games that get you seen directly by the coaches you want to impress from anywhere in the world. Register for events at showcaseseries.org. It's your turn at bat.
When you talk about a power trio, of course, there is the president of South Georgia Tech and his wife, Dr. John Watford, his wife Barbara, and then seated just below Martha Arrington, who is just so valuable to the program here. Chairs the Booster Club. And yeah, those are three individuals that are very significant to academics and athletics at South Georgia Tech. Big opening quarter, 16-3, Jets advantage. Tigers will have the basketball as we get second stanza action underway. And reminder, Jason Carpenter is our halftime guest. By the way, I have been checking up on the fighting phrase of New Mexico State. You know, former coach and AD here, now the associate head coach at New Mexico State. They are now 9-10 overall and 3-3 in conference play. So starting to play better and looking better for the ladies there in New Mexico, which also includes a number of former Lady Jets. Papin with a miss, Bueno with a board. Back over to Papin, she'll shoot from the elbow and hit it. Fasama, Roas, and Suzuki. And I feel fairly confident I mispronounced one, two, or all three of those names, but those are your former Jets now playing in New Mexico. Nice job of getting rid of it to Jones. Floated to the hoop. Nagashima with a miss. It is Corolla with a basketball. Into the corner to Papin, trying to get it down to Maria Diaz, who is checked into the game. Stolen away by Jackson. Little scoop and an easy lay-in by Bryant. And that is just the second field goal of the game for the Tigers. Out to Bueno. Over to Papin. Reaching in to take it away is Nyang Shima. She'll take it to the glass and pick up a foul. Bueno picking up the personal. Nyang Shima is a 55% free throw shooter. Averages about 5 points a game. Not a lot of fouls in this game. How about 2? And they both belong to the Jets. One by Kalani and then this one. Bueno picking up her first personal. Out front and goes to Sakana. Works it to the timeline, right side. Bueno's open for the 3. She'll hit it. First bucket of the game for Bueno. And the Jets jump out to the 21-6 lead. Tipped away. Can Sakano get there first? A dive. Instead, it is Bryant. Able to get it back. Jones into the corner. 2 Jones. You got a couple of Jones on the floor. Simultaneous, Jamie and Takiria. That'll go out of bounds. Tigers giving it back to the Jets. Gunington in. And checking into the game for the first time is Maria Favero. Favero playing in her 20th game. There's a 3 by Carollo, her second of the game. And Gunington starting her 21st tonight. Traveling on Howard. Jets get it back 3 minutes into the quarter. And thus far, it has been a field goal to quarter. And you got a foul, the first one on the Tigers.
Foul on number 30.
That'll be charged to Jackson. I can't say I ever recall getting a little better than 13 minutes into the game without one team picking up a foul. But a quarter and a third in, and the Tigers will get their first personal. The lead climbs to 20 for the Jets. Nyang Shima with it, top side. Over it goes to Jones, leading scorer for this Tiger team, and she'll drop in 2. Out to Sakano, walks it out near midcourt. Hey, tomorrow we start softball. Yeah, already time for another sport in the junior colleges. Corolla's got 3 threes. Total of 11 in the game for Corolla. Softball tomorrow, Coastal Alabama North, Coastal Alabama South. Corolla, the steal over, and goes to Gunington. Flips it down the floor to Sakano, an easy lay-in for 2. And our baseball begins on Saturday. Rattled in and out by Jones. Carollo with a rebound. Over to Sicano. Down the floor, Favero with a miss. Fatsa the putback. Saturday it'll be Mississippi Gulf Coast and Coastal Alabama South. Jones off the mark trying to get the three. Carollo tracking it down in the corner. Boy, she may lead in a number of categories at halftime. Back over to Gooningen trying to get her first of the game. Another putback for Fatsa. Timeout on the floor asked for by Southern Crescent. Fatsa jumping out to 10 points for the non-starter. And the Jets up 35-8. I mentioned a number of the men's basketball team here watching. That's Ahmad, there's Harley. Let's see who else I recognize in that group. I think that is Woods. Got the whole crew here watching basketball on a Monday. As I mentioned, other than practice, they're not going to be familiar with this floor, and they won't play here until the 24th. After this one, we're not back here until the 19th. Albany Tech will be here a single ladies game, and that happens on the 19th of February. So you're looking at what? A couple of days left in this month, and then 19 days into the next one. That's 3 weeks. Boy, I even impressed myself with those math skills. 19, 2 is 21, that's 3, yeah. I'm so rarely right with math, had to double check. Howard getting her first 2 of the game. Bueno top of the key over to Gooningen, into the corner, Carollo. Is there 4 threes in the first half by Carollo? There's your answer. Well, she's working on a career night with 14 already. Howard picking up the dribble. Carollo, man, we're calling that name a lot. The steal, Gooningen over to Favero, and Favero with 2. Gooningen, a very unselfish player. 30-point lead for the Jets. Shot no good from down low. Bueno into the corner. Gooningen back over to Bueno. Kalani in a battle with Jackson down low. Toss to Kalani, puts it on the floor and taken away by Nayang Shima. And Kalani getting the block of the shot by Bryant. Bryant looking to the official as if to say, hey, shouldn't you have called something? Over to Bueno, she'll launch the 3. Too strong. Favero with the rebound over to Gooningen. Down low to Kalani. Lost it in the paint. Nayang Shima with it. And a travel from Howard. Bishop, Diaz, and Papin in. Carollo, Kalani, Gooningen all out. .238 to play in the first. Into the corner it goes to Bishop. Out front, Bueno. And that will go off the pin and out of bounds. Now Shima lost it. Bishop ahead of the pack, picks it up, tries to lay it in, not there. Papin with the rebound. Back over it goes to Favero, sends it down to Diaz. Diaz looking for two. Now Shima with a miss. Bishop. Down it goes to Papin. Out front to Favero. Bueno's got it. Favero launching the three. She'll nail it. 5 in the game for Favero. And the Jets hot from behind the arc. Back it goes to Jones as we near the 1 minute mark in the opening half. Thrown away. Diaz, though, apparently got a hand on it before it went out. So still Tigers ball. Howard short on the shot. Diaz with the rebound. Bueno trying to get it to Papin. Stolen away by Bryant. I do not have a 12 listed on my roster. Let's go with maybe a Dea Mack. 3 off for Bishop. Papin able to get the rebound. Bueno lost into the paint. Up with it is Jones. Bishop and Jones on the other end of the floor, off the glass. Bueno to Favero. Not a lot of time left in the half. Bishop from the elbow. And that'll bring half number 1 to a close. 31-point lead Jets at the half. Jason Carpenter, our halftime guest. He is coming up right after this. Well, it is time for halftime conversation with Jason Carpenter, the new head ladies basketball coach, new AD at South Georgia Tech. Our first opportunity to talk. Coach, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Robert. Thanks for having me.
I want to go back. I mean, since this is the first conversation, we got to get a little biography on Jason Carpenter. So let's go back in time. I mean, we won't go to the very start, but let's start with the basketball. I mean, what is it that originally drew you to basketball, your prep career, college career, and then got you into coaching?
Well, basketball as a kid was a passion of mine. It was something I loved, and I was fortunate enough to have some family members that were into coaching, which kind of drew me to the idea. So I knew pretty early that coaching is what I wanted to pursue. In some way, I wasn't necessarily sure of the level of where I wanted to be, whether that was high school or college, but I knew being in the gym. I'm from the Northeast, up in upstate New York, and it's much nicer to be in a 70-degree gym during the winter months than it is to be doing anything outside up there. So I knew that was the path I was eventually going to take. And I'm fortunate enough to have had, success and opportunities to do that along the way.
Now, often, not always, but a coach is a former player. Did you also play the game? And if you did so, at what level?
I played at a junior college after high school in upstate New York, a small junior college, Division III. I like to say I'm a better coach than I am a player, and I say that humbly because I don't know how good a coach I am necessarily. But it was a passion of mine. I coaching in being in the game in that capacity, I knew long term was going to be a much more serious route for me. So I played for 2 years, and then when I transferred out to go to the 4-year college, I walked into a situation where the head coach at that 4-year school was new, and so I approached him about, hey, can I join the staff as a student assistant at the college level? And luckily for me, he took me on and gave me that opportunity. So I've been coaching at the college level in some capacity since I was 19, 20 years old.
Oh, so you've been doing that for what, 5 or 6 years now? Or
yeah, well, this is my 20th year of coaching.
20. Wow. Okay. Well, hey man, you don't look like you've been in it 20 years, so that's a good sign. Now, well, then with a lot of coaches, it's a transition from player to coach, and sometimes that is difficult. But for you, it wasn't that way. I mean, you knew as a player that coaching was the direction you wanted to go.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely. Having someone in the family kind of gave me that, inside baseball, I guess, so to speak, look at it. And, I understood the challenges, but I also, I saw the fun and the passion that brings out of you. And I just knew that if, given the opportunity, that's, the career I would choose to pursue.
All right. So you are from the Northeast. You played in the Northeast, began coaching in the Northeast. So we got to know how you made your way to Georgia.
Well, my first stop out of there was actually down in Rome, Georgia, Georgia Highlands. I had an opportunity to come down and be a part of Brandon Harrell's program on the women's side at Georgia Highlands. And that transition was the men's coach there was the coach I had played for in college in the Northeast. So he had come down and kind of started that whole athletics program, and he had hired Brandon. And so I came down and joined his staff at Georgia Highlands.
Well, it's kind of interesting and almost ironic because Brandon is also the coach that started the ladies basketball program at South Georgia Tech.
Yes. It is ironic. And again, it's an honor. Brandon's a very good friend. He's a great person and a heck of a basketball coach. And it was a heck of an opportunity for me to get down here and learn from him. And it's an honor to be a part of a program now in this capacity that he started.
Okay, so we're almost to Americus. What got you from Rome, Georgia, in the northern part of the state down to Americus in the southern part?
Well, after that 1 year with Brandon, the men's coach that was at Georgia Highlands at the time, he accepted a position down at Gulf Coast State on the men's side. And at that time down at Gulf Coast, Rooney Scovel, who's just got inducted into the Women's Basketball Coaching Hall of Fame, she was down there, and it ended up being her last year. So when he went down, I took the opportunity. I was originally going to go help him, and I did, but I also was able to get an opportunity to sit on her bench and be a part of that program on the women's side as well. So I was doing both while I was down there for a little bit. So and then stuck around there for a few years. I actually bounced back to Georgia Highlands. They had a heck of a team, and you could see the writing on the wall that was going to be a pretty successful year. So I called Brandon back up, said, "Hey, can I come be a part of this?" So I went back up there, and we did have a great year. We actually took the team to the national championship game. Fortunately, lost. And then I went back down to Panama City and Gulf Coast. I was on the men's side before this opportunity arose. So I bounced around a little bit between Georgia and Panama City last few years.
So is this your first head coaching stint?
No, I was a head coach in New York prior to coming south for nine years at a junior college up there. Very successful. I think my record was 232-50 as a head coach.
Wow.
We had been to 4 Final Fours. I had a national championship game appearance. We lost, unfortunately, there. So I was looking to move up the ladder as far as junior college. There was a Division III up in the Northeast. That's kind of the model in the Northeast.
Is that a difficult transition, though? It seems as a head coach it would be difficult to, and I hate to say step down, because as you mentioned, it was an opportunity for you to eventually step back up. But is it difficult from the standpoint of, as head coach, you're basically in charge of everything? Everything you say goes. That's not true as an assistant.
That is, yes, it's an accurate assessment. I tried to approach it as bringing head coach experience and a mentality to being an assistant, understanding what it's like to be the guy who's calling the timeouts and who's making the decisions, and being supportive of that. And I'm humble enough to understand that there's lots of ways to do things. And I wanted the opportunity to learn. I had been doing things a specific way, and we'd had some success, but I wanted to learn. I wanted to see what other people did, how they approached it. And I've taken quite a bit from Coach Harrell and from Coach Scoville, and I also worked with Coach Petrie, who replaced Coach Scoville on the women's side. And each of them, I think, helped me grow as a coach, and have made me see the game in slightly different ways and challenge my own thinking. So I saw it as an opportunity. Hopefully Brandon appreciated the help. He brought me back a second time, so I think he must have a little bit.
So you stepped from head coaching to assistant coaching, now back to head coaching. What made this the right time to get back to that head coaching spot?
South Georgia Tech, in my opinion, is one of the best jobs in the country. And I said that, prior to being in this seat, I think it's a place, obviously, where Coach Frey had a lot of success, and that's attributed to him. But I think it's also attributed to the culture here at the college. The support that we have, the community support that we have here, and the location matters. You're in Georgia. There's a good brand of basketball here, but we're close enough to continue to get into Florida and challenge the Panhandle Conference at times. And so for me, this was a no-brainer when this job opened up. I knew I had to at least take the opportunity to apply.
Did you know that when you took over the head coaching job that you were also going to become an AD?
It was in the job description. Yeah, I knew that. I had when I was a head coach in New York, I was an assistant to the AD. So I had done a lot of the stuff. I filed eligibility, and if I wasn't doing it, I was at least aware of the processes and how it was going. So that didn't necessarily intimidate me. Being the basketball coach is my passion. Certainly, but being the athletic director is something I can handle.
All right, let's bring it to 2023-24 as the head coach at South Georgia Tech, the Lady Jets. What's an acceptable year to you? I mean, 232-50 as a head coach, that is very impressive. So I'm assuming that you as a head coach don't like losses. But of course, who does? But on the other hand, it does seem like some programs are more accepting of such. You obviously not. So what's acceptable?
Well, I don't like losing very much at all, to be honest with you. I think we have to be fair about the situation and the circumstances here. I got the job in August, and so. We're taking players that didn't know they were going to be playing for me in my system, in my style, and putting me on them, and so it's been a challenge. We're 8-6 right now, currently as we're moving, but certainly well in the hunt for a conference championship, and that is ultimately the goal: win the conference and take this team to the national tournament. As far as the program. Yeah, we have very high expectations of where we want to take this. Fortunately, Coach Frey left me almost no space on the wall to hang banners out there. He did it so often. So, I knew I had big shoes to fill from a winning standpoint, but certainly my own personal expectations for myself would have been very high standards going forward, and especially given the opportunity here at South Georgia Tech.
Let me follow on the question about what is acceptable with, and to me it is, or at least can be, a very different question, and it is what is not acceptable as the first-year coach there at South Georgia Tech.
Yeah, Well, about a week ago, I would have told you losing a conference game probably wouldn't have been acceptable since it hadn't been done in quite a while here. But we took a loss the other day to a very good East Georgia team, and so that's a tribute to how good they are this season in particular. But I think getting through this conference and being the champion in the end is ultimately going to be the goal. And anything less of that, in my opinion, would have been I don't want to use the word failure, but we would have come up short.
Well, let me say, too, East Georgia, not only a good team, that is one of the most difficult environments to play in. I mean, that is such an unusual, it's a gorgeous facility,
Oh, yes.
But it really is a difficult venue.
It definitely is different. It's very, very open, which can mess with depth perception a lot of times, and it's naturally lit. So it's definitely a different environment, but I like going in challenging environments and playing, and I hopefully our players will get to a point where they like it as well. They didn't like it too much last weekend, but we've still got a lot of the conference ahead of us. We're only 2 games in at this point.
Coach, thanks so much for allowing us the opportunity to chat with you. And let me say, too, that I have, and I'm just not just saying this, I've been very impressed. A lot of these players I saw a year ago, you have really pulled a lot of the talent that I didn't see 12 months ago out of some of the ladies that are playing this year. I've been impressed with that. Good luck through the season, and thanks for being our guest.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. I'll talk to you again soon.
To South Georgia Technical College, where we make it happen.
Whether your dream is to become a welder, a nurse, a restaurant owner, electrician, or aircraft mechanic, South Georgia Technical College can help you make it happen. SGTC has over 200 associate degree, diploma, and technical certificate of credit programs of study available. Visit our website at southgatech.edu for more information or to apply, or call 800-928-0283.
So what are you waiting for? Let's make it happen.
There you see some of the team stats in the first 20 minutes of basketball. Dominating performance by South Georgia Tech, and the number that stands out, really stands out, is the rebound. 7 for Southern Crescent, 30 for South Georgia Tech. Taking a look at the individuals who excelled. Leading scorer in the first half for the Jets, Carollo, 14 points, also led in rebounding with 8. Led in steals with 3. Most time on the floor, Vera Goonington, 13 minutes and 56 seconds. Nobody's in foul trouble on either side of the floor. There have been 2 personal fouls by the Jets and 1 by the Tigers. There have been 3 total in the game. So obviously nobody is in foul trouble, unless, of course, all 3 fouls were charged to 1, and they weren't. Meanwhile, for Southern Crescent, top scorer with 4 points was Jalen Jones. There were 7 different Tigers with a single rebound. How many times do you get to halftime and the leading rebounder has a rebound? But the team is tied for the team lead in rebounds with 1 each. Where Southern Crescent is concerned, most time on the floor, Jalen Jones, 19 minutes, 14 seconds. Points from your bench, 2 for the Tigers, 19 for the Jets. Off turnovers, 10 for Southern Crescent, 13 for the Jets. 33 points, the biggest lead. And that was when the Jets led it 43-10. Boy, Carollo is just lighting it up. I don't know what her biggest game of the year was, but I know she's got 17 already in this one. No lead changes, no ties. And there are your halftime stats as we get into quarter number 3. And immediately the biggest lead of the game for the Jets at 34. It was 33 at the half, 34 now. Bueno picking up the foul. That'll be her second. So of the 3 personals in the game against the Jets, 2 have been against Bueno. Down the floor to Papin. Back over to Corolla. Sicano. And there's a push. So we've already, in the first 45 seconds of the second half, had nearly as many fouls as we had in all of the first half. Hey, a reminder, the game coverage available on YouTube. As a matter of fact, that's the only spot, technically, that you can find the coverage. Sicano picking up another foul. And she will head to the stripe. So now when you watch games on JockJive, you are technically watching them from YouTube. So here's the request. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Trying to get to 3,500 tonight. I mean, we were trying to get there Saturday and didn't. Lost a subscriber or 2. Can you imagine who would stop subscribing? But would like to get to 3,500, and of course, not only do you get game coverage, there are interviews, shows, talking sports with Big C Colin McGuire, available on YouTube. You're like, who's Colin? Why do I want to listen to or watch Big C? Hey, he's got some big guests sometimes. Marty Lyons last week. Jeremiah Castile this week. All of that available on our YouTube channel. So subscribe, JockJive Sports. Here's a Jones 3. Put that in the search engine and subscribe to our coverage, and we'll go ahead and say thank you. Corolla's done it again. 20 points in the game for Corolla. And that is, I'm trying to add up in my head, I think that is 6 threes. Back over to Jones. She'll shoot the 3 ball. Short on the shot. So Corolla is likely going to have a double-double. Had 8 rebounds in the first half. Heck, pick up 7 steals. You could have a triple-double. That's within the realm of possibility for Corolla. Papin over to Bueno. By the way, speaking of YouTube, as Guninen shoots the 3 off the mark, looking for her first points of the game still. Bueno over to Sicano. Back out it goes to Bueno. But we will be talking with Dave Elner, the commissioner of the GCAA, on Wednesday morning. Papin says, hey, I can pop some 3s too. And we will have that conversation on YouTube. Looking forward to talking to Dave because a lot has changed since he and I spoke, I guess, in November. And we'll talk about some of those changes. Bueno with the rebound off the Jones miss. She'll throw it away. Jones has got it back. Gets ahead of Bueno, lays it up, lays it in. Best defensive performance of the year for the Jets was holding Georgia Highlands to 41. Back into the corner to Corolla. Gives it to Papin. Brings it to the glass, off the rim. Sicano trying to do kind of a volleyball set to get it back into the hoop, but it won't fall. Bryant, the offensive, ran over Corolla. Check that. Sicano is the one that got wiped out by Bryant.
Foul number 1 is Bryant, her first, team 4.
So Bryant picking up her first foul. Bishop, Favero, Kalani, Fonsa, all checking into the game. The lone second half starter to stay in is Goonington. As it is put in play to Favero. But you're looking at the possibility tonight of the Jets with their best defensive and offensive performance in the same game. Leading at 55-19 with just under 6 to play in the third. Just about all white. Jones County diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it. Yeah, you better believe it. The popcorn is good here at the hangar. Dang it, I'm tempted to just unman the camera for a bit and run over to the concession stand and grab a bag, but I guess I'll run camera and do a little play-by-play for at least about 16 more minutes. 55-19 Jets lead as we get back to the basketball. Corolla. A rare miss from long range. Bryant with the rebound. I was talking about those defensive and offensive performances of the year for the Jets. 41 is the lowest point total scored against them this season, that by Georgia Highlands. Ironically, the team that Southern Crescent beat in the conference. The Jets' highest output was 92 against Andrew. Now they are still some distance from 92, but got a shot at it. Into the corner to Jones, air ball on the three. And that is off of Mack and out of bounds. I know Carollo has had a 20-point game this year. Right now she's working on a 30, 22 currently. Back over and goes to Bishop. Gets it down to Fatsa to Corona. Favero already has a 3. That's pretty nifty, and Kalani will finish it off. There's a whistle and foul. We're going to media timeout, I believe I heard them say, which would be an excellent time to go back and take a look. And Favero to Kalani for 2. 4:37 to play in the third. Jets by 40.
University of Alabama Online, where legends log in. A tradition of excellence. Decades of experience in distance learning. Empowering students of all ages. More than 90 degree and certificate programs to advance your career. UA Online. Flexible, affordable, legendary. Let your computer be your campus. Visit online.ua.edu.
4 minutes, 37 seconds left to play in the third. Jets with a big lead. looking to improve to 5-4 in the conference and a 12-9 overall. And coming up on Wednesday, they will travel a little bit down the road to Cuthbert to take on Andrew College. Now young Shima at the stripe. Jets with a couple of double-digit scores. Corona with 22, she's on the bench. Fatso with 10 on the floor. And Nayang Shima now with a total of 3 in the game. Making appearance number 13 of the year is Hinano Imamura. And she'll shoot the 3. Rimmed it in and out. Kalani with a rebound. 1 putback, 2 putbacks. Fatsa tries to make good on try number 3 and will get fouled.
Foul number 2,
Evangeline Nayang-Shima picking up the personal. That's got Fatsa shooting. Fatsa with 10 in the game. A 71% free throw shooter. Jets, the #1 free throw shooting team in the GCAA. They hit about 69% of their free throws. Hit 100% in the first half. Of course, they didn't have many free throws, just 2. Bishop grabbing the rebound. Back to Bishop, whips it to Favero. She'll shoot 3, in and out. Rebounded by Jackson. And as Bryant off the rim, Fatsa's got it. #2 rebounder in the GCAA. Fatsa to Himamura to Favero. And then Favero with a steal. No, we were talking about career nights. That is 9 in the game for Favero. Nagashima with a miss, rebounded by Bishop. Feeds it to Fatsa. Trying to bank it, got it back. She'll bank it a second time for 2. Well, when the first deposit fails, just go back to the bank again. Okay, I know it's cheesy. It's a big lead. Got to come up with stuff. Bryant dropping in the long 2. Imamura into Bishop, back over to Imamura. Diaz and Carollo on the sidelines getting ready to check back into the game. Over it goes to Bishop, shoots the 3, and heck, why not? Everybody getting in on the 3s. Out front to Bryant. Over it goes to Howard into the corner. That is Mack. Back over to Bryant, left open for the 3. It's short. Imamura with a rebound. Goes to Favero. Over to Kalani, and Kalani missing the bunny. It'll go out of bounds and belong to the Tigers. Kalani coming out. Diaz in, Fatsa out, and Carollo in. .126 to play in the 3rd. Jones with a miss from three-point range. Diaz with a rebound. Over it goes to Papin. Well, she's been shooting the threes. Decided to put a 2 in there as well. Added the 2 to the resume. 24 in the game for Corona. And dips in and out for Howard. Favero with a rebound. Corona, another 3. 7 threes in the game. Out front it goes to Bryant. Over to Howard. Howard turning left. Fires over to Jones. Jones didn't like the defense that Favero and Papin provided. There's a last-ditch effort to try to get a shot off before the 30-second shot clock expires. That won't happen. Now we've got a game clock. It is a tick away. And now they had 2 more. 3 away from wrapping up the quarter. Well, let's see what Papin can get in 3. They should get a pretty decent look, but lost the basketball. Got a much better look than I anticipated. Big Jets lead. It's grown every quarter. And it is 51 now. Is that what they call a fedora? I mean, I like to show all the stuff I don't know, but that hat, stylish. I like it. I need to get me one. For some reason, the name fedora pops out into the head. Heck, that might be a dog, for all I know. But enjoying your basketball, whether with dog or wearing a fedora. Good to have you here at the hangar or wherever you may be watching. And don't forget to, if it's on YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And while you're at it, might as well follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. And we're going to have that Favero to Kalani 2 on Twitter in a bit. Got it ready to go, just got to get it posted. And we'll do that at the end of this one. 4th quarter action underway. Well, with a 51-point lead, you know who's going to win the ball game. But where both teams are concerned, you want to play the 4th like you played the 1st if you're the Jets. And if you are the Tigers, you want to put your best stanza of the game together. Diaz with a miss from short range. The last thing Jason Carpenter wants from the Jets is a letdown in the 4th. In play to Bueno. Sends it down to Carolla, and an easy 2, and she's a point away from 30. Stolen away, Bueno's got it. Over it goes to Carolla. Diaz to Papin, and Papin for 2. Well, I know the criteria for your players of the week obviously include a week's worth of work. But you got to believe that Carollo, who is coming out of the game and Goonington coming in, is on that list of potentials in the GCAA. Got a double-double tonight. And I don't know if she's done or not. I got a feeling she'll get back into the game. Just got a feeling Jets would like to see her get 30. She is out. Back in is Goonington. So it is Papin, Sakana, Bueno, Diaz, and Goonington. And the only non-starter is Diaz. Everybody else starting the ball game. Bueno picking up the foul. Here comes Fatsa and Kalani. Diaz and Sakano going out. Bueno picking up her third foul. Into the corner to Mack. Jones with it, back out front. Tipped out of bounds by Goonington. Well, there are still some potential season marks. Like most points in a game, 92 the high. So the Jets currently 14 away from tying and 15 from getting past that mark. Jones heaves at the sound of the buzzer that ends 30. And keeping Southern Crescent below 41. That's been their best defensive effort. And right now at 23. Put in play to Papin, back over to Goonington, misses on the three. And Bryant got shoved a little bit by Fatsa. Imamira coming back into the ball game.
Number 22, Eva Fatsa, her first.
Fatsa picking up her first foul. When we wrap up here, Dallas Renzi's got coverage of Sneed State and Coastal Alabama North in Monroeville. That's a big game in the ACCC. Sneed State 5-0, Coastal North 4-1 in women's basketball. So will there be a changing of the guard tonight? And that game is just underway. And they'll have a men's game to follow. Tomorrow, softball coverage at 1 o'clock Central, 2 o'clock Eastern. Coastal North, Coastal South. Wednesday, more softball, John A. Logan and Coastal North. More basketball, Bishop State and Coastal South. And then on Saturday, baseball, Mississippi Gulf Coast, as Imamura misses the three. And Coastal South, and there is your week of sports here on JockJive. Nyang Shima with a miss, rebounded by Goonington. Over to Fatsa, and Fatsa with 14. That'll go out of bounds off of Jones. Jets will have the basketball with 6:41 to play. So 3 weeks away from the hanger. Fatsa just powers that one in. Reached over Mack for two. And all of our basketball will be, I guess, for the next 3 weeks in Alabama. Tipped into the corner. Jones trying to tip it onto the floor. Stepped out of bounds. And here comes Corolla back into the game. Diaz and Favero. And like I mentioned, I thought Corolla would get back into the game. She is a point away from 30. And it's been a while since the Jet has scored 30. I don't think it's happened this year. Favero's got it in the corner. Over and goes to Diaz, and Diaz with her first points of the game. Handoff given to Jones to the other side of the floor to Nyang Shima. Bryant bringing it baseline, floats it to the glass. Kalani with the rebound. Over to Imamura. Kalani, the little scoop, couldn't get her to drop. Diaz with the rebound. Over to Imamura to Favero. Kalani's got it back. Got the underneath of the board. It is Jones taking it to the Tiger end of the floor. And she will draw the foul. And I think that's got us to the media timeout. And thus, the logic for some Jackson's 5 after the foul. 84-25 Jets. 4:55 to go.
To South Georgia Technical College, where we make it happen.
Whether your dream is to become a welder, a nurse, a restaurant owner, electrician, or aircraft mechanic, South Georgia Technical College can help you make it happen. SGTC has over 200 associate degree, diploma, and technical certificate of credit programs of study available. Visit our website at southgatech.edu for more information or to apply, or call 800-928-0283.
So what are you waiting for? Let's make it happen.
Yeah, if you're going to watch your basketball, that's the way to do it. Get your phone there, checking out, I don't know what's happening on Facebook or Twitter. Propped up, listening to a little Jackson 5. In the friendly confines, the comfortable surroundings of the hangar, and it's been a good night for the Lady Jets. 84-25 advantage with half of the quarter to go. And the only mysteries left are some team and individual marks. Will the Jets hold the Tigers to less than 41? Will they score more than 92? Will Corolla hit 30? Jones getting her first from the stripe, and we'll take one more. Rebounded by Diaz. Over it goes to Corolla. Favero in the paint, spins, puts it up, and puts it in. She's had a heck of a game, too. Her best game of the year. No, she doesn't have 29. She's got 11, but boy, she's made some spectacular plays. Nearly taken away by Corolla, but instead she will pick up the foul. Well, you got to have one of those in a game. That'll be her first. Jones tipped away by Bishop. Corona and Nayoshima trying to come up with a loose ball. You've got a jump ball in the possession arrow favoring the Tigers. In play to Bryant. Off the rim, Bishop with a board. Back it goes to Imamura. To Diaz. Corona. Back to Diaz. Off the glass and rim. Off the glass and rim. This time it is Jackson with the rebound. Bryant with a miss. Bishop with the rebound. Over it goes to Imamura. Favero. Back over to Corona. Thought about the three. A little bit short on the try from the paint. Well, she's been dropping in the bombs. And a little short on the bunny. Just has to recalibrate a little bit. In play to Howard with 3:11 to go. Over to Jones, top of the key, Bishop defending. He's given to Howard, and Howard knocked down by Bishop. And that will be the 5th Jet foul of the half, or of the quarter. And it will get Howard at the strike. The worst offensive output of the year for the Tigers was a 29-point performance against Albany Tech. Corona dropping in the three. She's got 30. A 32-point game for Corona. And she's going to come out of the game, I think. Papin to the scorer's table. And now into the game. Corona out. Deserved round of applause, and yep, they were just trying to get her to 30. And she will finish with 32. Thrown away into the hands of Favero. Fires it over to Imamura. Rims the three in and out. Howard. Fouled, I think, by Favero. And it is. Well, the Jets now are 3 away from tying their season high and 4 away from having their best offensive performance of the year. Got a 30-point score in Corona. Got double-digit scores in Favero and Fatsa. Interesting that 2 of the 3 double-digit scores for the Jets are non-starters. Bishop loses it in the paint. Howard's got it going the other way. Works it over to Bryant. And there's Mack. A long 2, not quite long enough. Papin with it. And Papin leading Favero a bit much with the pass. Jets averaging 64 a game. Tigers averaging 49. So the Jets 25 above what they typically do, and Tigers right at 20 below what they normally do. Back over to Howard. Jones off the rim, rebounded by Bishop. Bishop working some board numbers here in the second half. And she'll get tripped up. Mack the guilty party. Non-shooting foul, it'll be brought in from the baseline. Into the corner to Papin. Three rimmed in and out, and Bishop doing what she has done so well in the game. And that is dominating the boards. Imamiro wants three. Off the rim. There's a Bishop board again. Racking up some numbers. Kalani with a miss. Trying to get it back. Got a jump ball. And the possession arrow keeps it on this end of the floor. I think Kalani, a little frustrated with herself, has had some short-range opportunities. Off Jackson and out of bounds. Out to Favero. Imamiro. Flipping it over to Bishop. And Bishop walked with it. Well, the Jets may not hit the 92 or really the 93 to break the one-game high for the year, but Jason Carpenter's going to be pretty pleased with his team. They have had a solid overall performance. Jackson with a miss, and guess who's got another rebound? And you got the shot clock off, game clock dwindling. Ball game's about to wrap up. And the Jets will win it by 60. 89-29, your final score. Jets improve to 8-2 at home. Go over the 500 mark in the conference and climb to 12-9 overall. Southern Crescent 1-6 in conference play, 2-15 overall, and have now lost their 6th in a row. Well, I mentioned Coastal North and Sneed State. Big ladies basketball game underway in Alabama. If you want to check that out, it's right here on JockJive on your YouTube channel. And we'll be back at the hangar in Americus on the 19th. For all the folks with South Georgia Tech and JockJive, I'm Robert Williamson. Thanks so much for watching.